KellDogg Mac, Sports Mac.
Mac Man in the building. You know what time it is. You know, we started this show because we sit around with our friends and we argue over sports and we have our opinions and we all like different teams and we have bandwagon riders and we have all kind of people like that that surround us. So
That's all good. That was a good beginning. But basically this show is friends and brothers and people throughout time, arguing or not arguing, agreeing or disagreeing, just being honest and talking about sports and life, and we throw in some music in there sometimes too. But this is our inaugural first episode, so we want to welcome y'all first of all.
yeah.
You know, we do have a lot of stuff we like to talk about, so
Today we'll be talking about Richard Sherman will be our first subject. After the Richard Sherman subjects, we're going to talk about LeBron, of course, and Kevin Love and that little get down. We're going to talk about the Lakers, and we're going to talk about how good the Oakland A's are doing.
best team in baseball, am I right, man?
Right now, they are, man. No disrespect, man. Good stuff in Oakland right now, besides the little Raiders. But anyway, you know, KellDogg, this is our first one, man, and we've been having these heated discussions about Richard Sherman, you know what I mean?
I like the guy. Personally, I think he's a
Hell of an
ball
athlete.
player.
Hell of an athlete.
You know?
Sorry, person, but hell of an athlete. You know, hell of an athlete. But he's not the greatest. So, with that being said, I have a good friend of mine today.
Special guest. We like to have special guests on our show from time to time.
We argue about this all the time. So, this is a good friend of mine. He's going to come on to the show. And we're going to get started with the first subject, which would be Richard Sherman. So, we'd like to welcome y'all to the show, Mr. JB, a.k.a. JB.
Hello.
JB, get in here.
Okay. So, the way we're going to do this first little get down is we're going to talk about Richard Sherman. Kelly, you're going to mediate. You're going to make sure everything's okay.
On the up and up.
On the up and
Keep these
up.
guys straight with their facts. Sometimes, you know, facts get a little loose, so we want to keep things on the real, you know, on the straight.
This is where we're going to start out.
What up?
JB,
I can't wait.
we got it already.
Corey's in the
This
building.
is where we're going to start out.
Tragic.
JB feels.
We should first preface it with the fact that JB here, good buddy of ours,
wait
is a Seahawks fan.
Yeah, and Bryant is a Broncos fan, so
And, you know, I don't know if y'all
two
were at the
opposite-
Super Bowl last
opposite
year.
sides of the realm.
You know, these two might have a
Congratulations to Seattle for that
That's right.
Super Bowl. You
That's
know,
right.
can't say that I was too happy about it. Yeah, but that kind of got under my skin. But we'll get to jumping off. How do you guys want to go about Mr. Richard Sherman?
Well, personally, I think he deserves the respect that he's garnered so far in the league from his peers and from everybody as far as his fans are concerned. He's a little bit of a hothead, which I can relate to, but, you know, in the heat of the moment, things happen, things are said. I think JB's got a good perspective on this.
Well, let's hear what JB has to say about Mr. Sherman.
Well, how far is our measurement? Are we talking great go?
Well, you're saying
greatest of all time?
Well, you're saying he's
Greatest of all time, Richard Sherman.
best in the game right now, right?
Last season? What are we talking about?
We're talking about Richard Sherman in general. He's the best in the game, correct?
Today, yes.
Today,
And
okay.
it's-
So you're saying this is my question to you. So you're saying he's been in the league now 3 years, right? Correct me on that? 3 years. This will be his 4th season coming up.
Yeah,
Okay.
that season.
So 3 years.
And he played wide receiver in college.
Right. Okay, great.
Communications major, too.
Okay.
So he knows how to
I'm not saying that he isn't a great athlete. A great athlete he is. Educated man. Dumb decisions. Dumb are the things he does in public, to the public eye, and he is a damn instigator. He instigates. What happened to classy football players?
Half the game is mine. If you can get inside your opponent's head, you're
So you're saying if you're in their mind, that's understandable too, but that you get in their head through the media?
50% of the game is 90% mental, as John Madden once said.
You know, understood that, man. You know, don't get me wrong. I'm not doing this because I'm just this big.
Who would you have above Richard Sherman? Give me your top 3.
All around, cornerbacks or DBs or back DBs. Period.
No.
Okay,
The best at
right
the
now,
cornerback position.
Right now, Patrick Peterson.
Not overall, because he returns punts and kickoffs.
Patrick
But he also
Peterson
guards the best receiver.
he guards the best receiver.
So does Sherman.
Sherman is locked on
One side of the field.
That's how their defense is
Yeah,
set. He
Patterson
plays
can play
whoever's on
both sides.
Patterson's all over. He'll guard
Okay.
everybody.
He's a cover back. He's covering.
But they need Patterson to play both sides. Who else they got in Arizona?
Arizona has a pretty stout defense.
We got the Legion of
But
Boom.
need
up in
doesn't matter.
Seattle.
That just makes him.
All it is Earl Thomas. You guys have a whole bunch that complements Richard Sherman. Patrick
Chancellor.
Peterson does
Legion
that
Boom.
damn near by himself.
Yeah, and that makes him more of a valuable
Yeah,
player.
he's way more valuable.
What was Arizona's record?
They were
8-8, right?
yeah.
9-7.
They were almost made the playoffs. With a mediocre
It
team.
would have been the third team out
Yeah,
of the
with
West.
a mediocre team.
That would have been the third team out of the West, which shows also how competitive their division
You
is.
know,
too.
I can't stand Richard Sherman. I'm gonna just come right out, be blunt about all this.
He doesn't
I
like
do
Richard.
not like Richard Sherman, man. I don't, man. I don't like the, I don't like the talking. I don't like the being all on TV, jumping into stuff instead of being quiet and letting his actions speak alone on the field. Which football player
Okay,
should be?
okay, check this out. A lot of this came to a forefront because of his confrontation with Michael Crabtree. A lot of people don't know, JB does, and I'm sure you do too, about the past between those two guys, right?
Right.
And so that play at the end of that game, the NFC Championship game, was an amazing play. And Richard Sherman went up to Crabtree to shake his hand. What did Crabtree do? He shoved him in the
you
face
think
mask.
that-
That's classless.
Right, okay, you can jump on that. But do you think he just went up and that was a rub it in your face type of shake your hand? It wasn't, I'm gonna, hey, congratulations, we
Okay,
beat
all
y'all.
right. So he got, you know what?
You know, like,
you got to rise above.
and
right?
what led to that? True. But what,
What
okay,
about the incident
okay,
the year
let's
before?
talk about Trent Williams.
Just
What-
to add on to that, though, we should look up, because I don't know off the top hand, how many catches and yards Crabtree had in that conference championship game.
But remember, we also talked about the other day how Crabtree confronted Sherman at some off-season event and almost went to fisticuffs with him over something that had not. So they have a past.
Yeah, there's
that's rooted. So, they're already beefing.
but it's not just Michael Crabtree that has problems with Richard Sherman.
Yeah.
Let's go back to the Washington game. Richard Sherman, once again, running his mouth. What happened then? He's so tough, but got punched in his face. What happened then?
Hey, hell of a game, boy. Way to work out there. Hey, what you gonna do, boy? I'm gonna punch you in your. Hey, do it then, boy.
Because he deserved it, and I believe it all the way.
But what about his confrontation with Tom Brady?
Okay,
you mad,
exactly.
bro? You mad, bro? That became a phenomenon.
Yeah.
You see it on shirts everywhere.
Right,
He's a marketing genius.
Right.
It is.
But he-
Communications major.
Cool. I play sports. I coach sports. I'm into sports. What I feel with sports is I don't want my children watching what Richard Sherman does and being that type of person.
If he kept his mouth shut, how would you feel?
A wonderful person.
So it's
Not wonderful person, wonderful athlete. And yes, I would want my kids to, idolize him. But I tell my children, no. Look at this guy.
Sometimes it's a learning experience teaching you how not to be as far as
Yeah.
communicating. And he's a communication major, so he should know better when to keep saying what he's saying.
I think he's a success story.
Yeah, he is a successor considering where he's come
He's
from.
made it to the
He's
league.
born in
Of course,
Compton.
He came up though.
Made it
Of
to
course he's a
Stanford,
success story.
Super Bowl champion.
Of course he's a success story. But what I'm trying to say now is I don't want my children. He's not a good role model.
Yeah.
He's not something I would want my children.
Who is though? Like Tebow?
Come on, exactly, Tebow. Hey man, look, we can get into anybody in the league besides him. Wouldn't you want your children coming up watching Peyton Manning?
Peyton Manning is good.
Well, what about somebody like
Andrew Luck, Cam Newton, good.
Cam
role model
Newton?
type
What about somebody like Colin Kaepernick who's out there kind of mocking other players and stuff too? He's kind
Yeah,
of like
what's up
that.
with that?
But okay, that is physical on the field stuff.
Yeah, but he does that when they
So
beat the
sure.
Panthers. He went and did that thing.
Right.
You know,
And I'm not giving it just, but I'm saying it's not like he's going and running his mouth to the media about these things.
Yeah.
He does it on the field, and then that's the end of that. You know what I mean?
So it'd be cool if Richard Sherman just mocked somebody and then didn't say a word about it.
I would leave it alone. I'm not saying Kaepernick is right for what he does. I'm just saying everybody's all on this Richard Sherman, but we have all these problems with our society today.
Yeah.
And it's because they idolize people like that.
Yeah.
Snoop Dogg, and they idolize Wiz Khalifa, and they idolize these things
Pop
that
culture.
are negative,
It's all pop culture
right?
now.
That are negative, and we don't want that. We wonder why our kids are getting shot and stealing and doing all these crap. That's beyond this subject. We'll get back. That's beyond all that. But it is, Richard Sherman is not a good role model for children.
You know what? Check this out, though. He's also an adult that's learning still. He's a young cat, and we're going to watch him throughout the years, and maybe he'll mature and become a better communicator, and hopefully someone that our kids can learn up to, look up to at some point.
Right. I'm not want to be taken as a hater, man. I just want to know that I don't do Richard Sherman, and yes, I'm a little sour about the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
We'll
that all
see.
happened
Still
before.
got more in Denver than we do in Seattle. So
and
I'm just happy we got that one.
me too. Well, JB, man, thanks for coming out today, man.
I appreciate it. Man. I hope to be on.
You guys,
You're welcome to stick around too, man. We got some things we want to talk about.
Things to do.
When you guys have the Manziel topic.
Manziel will be tomorrow, man. So we'll chop it up. We'll hit you with the time. It was nice having you on the show.
I'm the newest Cleveland Browns bandwagon fan.
Yeah, this is one of those bandwagon runners. Bandwagon.
One player, I'm in Cleveland.
But so to continue the show, man,
Thanks for coming, man.
Thank you.
Have a safe journey.
get that Richard Sherman thing out the way. Maybe me and my friend JB will not have to argue about it anymore. You get it?
I have a feeling this topic will come up again.
Okay, yeah. I'm sure it'll touch down a few more times. I'm sure Richard Sherman will give us something to talk about this year.
Oh yeah, he always is good for some material.
So Kell, what do you think about LeBron and Kevin Love and going to the
I
Cavs?
have mixed feelings, man. First of all, I think LeBron kind of needs to do it on his own. I feel like he's reaching again.
Agreed.
Going to get Kevin Love, I can't disagree with it. It's hella smart if you want to win ball games and go get a ring in the East. Shouldn't be the East ain't the West. Yeah, that was pretty good.
yeah, good flip.
But I was hoping, honestly, as a Warriors fan, I was kind of hoping that maybe he'd come to Golden State.
Good
But
luck with
that ain't happening.
Yeah, I agree strong with Kelly right there, man. On the fact that LeBron hasn't won a championship for himself. If you see Jordan, he did have role players such as Pippen and Rodman and Kerr, but they
Those
weren't.
guys weren't established
They weren't
before they came to Chicago.
main stars, and really LeBron has made it real that he needs that help to get, which the league is way more competitive now. I do agree, like it's hard,
Yeah.
but they're coming out of the East too, when most of the talent is in the West.
That's right.
But come on, man, they got the Cavs got Kyrie Irving, LeBron. I mean,
Kevin Love.
I mean,
Waiters, you can't even sleep on Waiters.
yeah, I mean, they have a nice squad there.
Rudy's gonna have to change it up though, isn't he?
Yeah, I mean, he's not gonna have a choice.
He's not gonna get 20 shots.
Kevin Love's he's gonna need 20 shots again. LeBron's gonna need 20. Kyrie's gonna have to become a facilitator, get the ball out of his hands,
Yeah.
and get it to these people.
He's gonna lose shots.
Yeah. So what I'm thinking is gonna happen is the first year will be to get some chemistry together, and after the chemistry is good, then I think they'll start catching on. Kevin Love has been on a mediocre team, and now is playing with high-level stars. Lord knows what he could do.
Yeah, well, speaking of mediocre, though, I'm just still kind of worried about his defense. I'm not so sure his
Well,
defense.
none of them really like to play
So then they better
defense.
be able to score points.
LeBron is all right at defense, but who's going to play in the paint for them? I mean, really,
Yeah.
none of them are really.
Varejao?
I mean, Varejao is all right, but once again, Varejao would be a role player like, the Rodmans and stuff like that back in the day. But LeBron, get that title yourself, buddy.
That's right.
Man, they'll never be able to compare you to the Jordans and the Kobes. And yes, I'm going to hear, Kobe got it with Shaq. And remember, he did get one without Shaq.
That's right.
Two without
Two.
Shaq. So, let's.
But on the flip side, we do have to talk about the fact that he's going home. I do like that.
Humongous.
I love that.
That was humongous. If he would have never left in the first place, he would have been a class. He still is the head of the NBA. He is the face of the NBA. But LeBron needs to win it by himself. And he needs to, you know, go out there and not have to bring in these big names. And you know, I think if they would have kept with this team they had and not shot for love, that they still would have been a contender every year. Wiggins, he has room for growth.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, and now look, but LeBron going home was huge, man, and I respect that. If now I hope he doesn't bring any stress to them because he only signed 2 years.
That's true, but he said he intended on sticking around.
Oh yeah, okay,
retiring, but yeah.
Right, but he only signed 2 years. Remember that, and you know, LeBron's played games with Cleveland before.
This is true.
Let's just say everything doesn't go LeBron's way, and he decides, hey man, I really need this other championship, and decides to head out
west to Golden State because they already just won a ring and Curry's still doing his thing. You never know what could happen.
Correct. So, you guys, I want you guys to feed in, and what we're gonna do on this show, I'm gonna take a minute right now. Is any subject we're talking about, comment, and we will write down, or you know, send questions. We'll write these questions down, and we will address them on the next show.
That's right.
You know, we'll figure out the name for that. Remind you guys, we're just going off the head. Somebody gave us the idea, because we're always talking about sports. So we're going to get it jumped off and really, man, hit you guys with this stuff. And if you like it, we're going to make this a big thing. So comment, leave questions. We will pertain to them. We will make sure that they get answered on this show. And if you want to be a guest, you know how to contact me. You can email me too at macmarv541@gmail.com. macmarv541@gmail.com. Go ahead and give them your email while we're.
Yeah, if you need to hit me up, KellDogg, KellDogg 24, the letter C. That's KellDogg24C at sbcglobal.net. And we're also on YouTube. KellDogg and Mac. What is it? KellDogg and Mac Man.
KellDogg Mac Man at youtube.com.
So we're on YouTube, and that's where you'll find
Lakers. I'm a huge Lakers fan. I'm gonna get out and leave it how I need to get it jumping. But I will say that I have faith in Kobe. Like, we didn't need to go get Kevin Love, or you know, we went after a lot of big names, and none of them had anything to want to come to LA. None of them had any idea to come to LA. We got
no one wants to put it in. That's why.
Nobody wants to put in that work. Now,
take a while.
Mark my words. If Kobe Bryant is healthy this year and plays on, we will make the playoffs.
You might sneak in at the 8th spot.
Yes, I'm not saying if Kobe Bryant is healthy, we will make the playoffs. And
mark it down, folks.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying, man. I don't want to get too much into my Lakers until the season starts, because it was a bad offseason for us. But Kobe said he liked it. We made some okay, but I don't see.
I was actually happy to see Gasol leave. I mean, I never thought he was.
Kind of hurt me though, man. You know, Kobe being back with Gasol would have been huge. Gasol Boozer.
Yeah.
You know, we could have worked that, but it's looking now. I wasn't really cool with the Jeremy Lin acquisition. You know,
yeah, that was kind of odd. Actually.
Who is he going to guard in the West? What guard in the West can he keep up with?
Is he going to be 6 man or something?
I don't know what he's going to be, man, and that scares me.
He might be your starting point, huh?
Yeah, I mean, it scares me bad, man. So, what?
Well, you guys got
Give me 1 minute.
Swaggy P.
Yeah, Swaggy P. Go ahead and keep him.
Hey,
We're going to talk about the A's name.
I got to tell people, though, that being a Warriors fan, I have always despised the Lakers. So it's natural for me to be biased when it comes to talking about the Lakers. But my man Mac Man here, we can agree to disagree sometimes about the Lakers, but I do respect their game, you know. They're a hell of a ball team. I always, you know, I get nervous every time the Warriors play them. So.
He's a big Warriors fan, man.
Respect.
Can't be mad about those guys, you know, pair of shooters out there. So, Kelly, man, I was flipping through and seeing that the A's, the Oakland A's, #1 in baseball.
Yeah, buddy.
How's that feel, man?
You know, I'm still not used to it. It's been over 2 months, which, I mean, that's riding pretty consistently.
Angels are attacking on you, though, man. They're right behind you.
They've been on our heels the whole season, man. It's like second best record in baseball, right behind us. You know, in fact, both wild card teams this year may even come from the West.
May.
But you know, it doesn't matter. It just matters about making the playoffs. That's a whole different season once you're there.
Yeah, true indeed, man. How do you feel about the new trades and the pitchers you picked up? And
you know, it was a mixed bag initially. I was happy initially when we first got the 2 new guys from Chicago, Samardzija and what's that kid's name? Hamill or something like that. I should know better than that. But
Hamill.
But then we got Lester. I hated to see Cespedes leave, man. He was kind of a fan favorite. My son really
You gotta
likes
have
him.
deep pitching in the playoffs, man.
But yeah, I'm pretty pleased with
You
the way
gotta have
Lester's
deep
been
pitching in the playoffs, man. And,
We got to beat that Detroit Demon, man. The last 2 seasons they beat us in the playoffs. We need to overcome, and we will. They
well,
beat them.
I think you'll be able to step up and go a little further this year. A's always, they make that run, man, and then they lose everybody. And, you know, like they could be a dynasty out there if they could keep some of these people. And
It's
you
that
know,
money ball. The money ball philosophy is tough to pay people when you got no money.
yeah, well, they should start getting a little more money, man. Or where is all that money going, man?
Well, I feel like they put all their chips in with this whole Lester thing. I think that's like they're showing this is it this year. And you know, I told you my prediction. I'm going to put it on the record. A's Dodgers. A's winning 6. The only 2 losses will be when Kershaw pitches.
I'm a Dodgers fan along with the Braves, man, but I more Dodgers. So, and I could also say, man, me and him we'd have a nice show the following day after that series, huh?
Every day after the game. After every game. It should be fun.
Well, man, we don't want to give y'all too much, but we're gonna end out, you know, because us being in Eugene, Oregon, home of the Oregon Ducks.
Yeah.
So we're gonna end out speaking with them for a few minutes, and then we'll, you know, get the feedback from this show. Now, mind and work with us, you guys. This was our first one, and I promise you, it's gonna get better. More heated arguments, nothing that you guys think you're gonna see blows or nothing. You know, we're just doing what we love to do and letting you guys see it too. You know, sports, man. And so, where do you think we're going this year, man? Duck City, baby.
Man,
Oh,
everybody's always talking about the Natty, man, but I don't want to sound cliche, but I'm feeling pretty good this year.
the Natty.
I don't know, man. The playoffs, that's going to be a different. I'm not, ready for that. I'm not even really exactly positive how that's going to shake out as far as the seeds are concerned, and how many is it? 8 teams that are in the playoffs. 4 teams. That's it. So then you get 2 games.
So the top 4 teams. The top 4 teams will make the playoffs.
And then 1, 4, and 2,
Yeah.
3.
So what I will say is I believe that the Oregon Ducks have a good shot of making it to the championship. Shout out to Marcus Mariota, man. I hope he wins the Heisman, be in the Heisman race, man.
2nd-rated quarterback to start the season in the country.
Yeah. So I mean, I'm going Ducks, man. I love my Ducks. You know, shout out to everybody in Eugene, 541. You know, Duck City. We're gonna end this show off, man, so we can, get the feedback from it, and we'll see you guys again tomorrow. Tell me what you think, man. It was nice having you on the show, bud. Let's get this cracking, man. First time, 1 kill.
KellDogg Mac Man.
KellDogg Mac Man.
Have a beautiful day.
Come on.